All right. What's up, party people? It is Phil Nagy on Sports, joining you here today with our quick free agency recap. We have done our virtual free agency, and we are ready for the draft. So real quick, here's what we did for the Browns. You decided via the votes on the Discord channel that we would go big game hunting for defensive tackle, and that's exactly what we did. We signed Claus Campbell, the 35-year-old, to a one-year deal. He is still a 90 overall, and we've been buried by him enough that we would love to be burying people with him in the middle. Not exactly sure if that's what Andrew Berry would do, but that's what y'all decided, so Kit and I made the move. Fixing the receiver position, instead of going big game hunting with somebody like Davante Adams, we opted for Michael Gallup and DJ Chark, both of which we signed for approximately 48 over 4 and 22 over 3. So about 10 to 12 million-ish a piece versus like 20 for Davante Adams. We had to re-sign Porter Gusson. Somehow he was a free agent. Same with Sheldon Day. We did re-sign Nick Mullins and Elijah Lee back to the squad. In addition, we also got DJ Jones from the 49ers. He had actually re-signed with them during the season, but he was really a free agent, so we made a trade for that. Let's take a quick look at the league signings. Davante Adams, he's headed to Vegas. He is going to be a Raider, and potentially going to be, is reunited with his college quarterback, of course, Derek Carr. The next highest free agent was J.C. Jackson. He signs with the Jags, who had the ability to do that as they try to lock down their outside. Chris Godwin's going to sign with the Bears. Justin Fields gets a new weapon up there in Chi-Town. Mike Williams also signs with the Jags. Again, Jags spending some money this offseason to try to surround Trevor Lawrence and, of course, Doug Peterson's first year there. Leonard Fournette signs with the Texans. Beckham signs with the Packers, seemingly to replace Davante Adams. Melvin Gordon is going to go to the Falcons, where he will get to be the featured back, and Javonte Williams takes over the reins in Denver. Dante Jackson's going to go to the Cardinals. Zach Ertz re-signs with the Cardinals. Kareem Jackson, the 34-year-old, will replace Terrell Edmonds in the secondary for the Steelers. Christian Kirk's going to replace Byron Pringle as that third receiver in Kansas City. Robert Tanyan to the Chargers. Mostert to the Dolphins. Smith-Schuster also to the Bears to join Chris Godwin as they continue to try to surround Justin Fields with weapons. Dante Hightower to the Texans. Robinson goes to the Chargers, basically to replace Mike Williams. You could see he's took a little bit of a regression last year in the sim season. So here's some of the other players who went various places. There's Edmonds. Ronnie Harrison went to the Bears. Speaking of the Browns, Gage to the Colts. Jamison Crowder there. Lazard, Anthony Walker back to the Colts. Barnett to the Jags. So did our best to try to get at least starting caliber players evenly around the team. So the other big moves that, of course, you will want to know about will be the quarterbacks, since you voted on those. So we did have a decent amount of quarterback movement. We'll take a very quick look at that. Definitely some new faces in some new places. Starting first and foremost with Aaron Rodgers. There he is, a Denver Bronco. They make the trade 2 first-round picks, and Teddy Bridgewater was really all I was allowed to trade because you only trade 3 things. So Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver, which is the betting favorite and what you voted on our Discord channel. Dak still in place, Lamar still in place, of course, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Burrow, Russell Wilson. There he is. You said that he was going to go to New Orleans, so we made the trade to New Orleans, 2 first-round picks and a right tackle, who the Seahawks desperately need, a Ryan Ramczyk, in that deal as well. Stafford, Herbert, Watson, there he is, Deshaun Watson. He is in Carolina. Same thing, 2 first-round picks and a decent level starter who I can't remember off the top of my head. But he is there, and so exciting times for Deshaun Watson and the Carolina Panthers. That one's for you, James. Tannehill stays, Baker stays, Carr stays, Mac Jones, Cousins stays. Jameis Winston then, of course, signed very quickly by the Seahawks to be the starter, and or they will draft somebody. There's Matt Ryan. Jimmy G, he's headed to the Washington Commanders / the Washington football team. He goes over in free agency, no trade there, so he will be starting in Washington, at least for now. Bridgewater, as we talked about, is in Green Bay from that trade. Justin Fields still in place. Hurts still in place. Trevor Lawrence still in place. Trey Lance has the reins, at least for now, in San Francisco. Tua. Carson Wentz, much maligned in Indianapolis, so they pull a trade off with the Pittsburgh Steelers So Pittsburgh will start the season. I'm assuming they will draft somebody, but Carson Wentz will be there to compete with Mason Rudolph for that QB1 job. There's Darnold still. There's Zach Wilson, and now we're getting into some backups. Goff is still there. Davis Mills is still there. Fitzpatrick gets signed by the Colts, but by all intents and purposes, the Colts and the Buccaneers will be looking for starters. You can see the rest of some quarterbacks. We're into backups now at this point. Again, Josh Rosen is slated as the starter for now over Kyle Trask in Tampa Bay, but I fully expect that will become a draft pick. So that was some of the big moves. If you have somebody specifically, drop something in the comments and I'll get back to you about where they ended up. Next up will be the NFL draft, and we will bring that to you live. In fact, we'd like you to contribute to that, especially if your team is on the clock. Let us know who you think they're going to take. If not, we'll consult a couple of popular mock drafts that we like, but we're going to be doing that draft sometime this week here at the beginning of March. So stay tuned. We'll announce it in the Discord channel or just tap the bell so you know when we go live. The next time we will go live will be the 2022 NFL draft, and then we'll get our 2022 sim season going. So thanks everybody for participating in the off season, helping us answer some of those tough questions. We had a lot of fun doing that, and now we're just going to get to the draft, and then it'll be preseason, and we'll get to see what the 2022 virtual Browns look like. So for Kit Nagy out on the left coast, Phil Nagy here in Central Ohio, we are Nagy on Sports. Appreciate everybody being on. Have a great day. Stay tuned for the draft later this week, and as always, go Browns!